Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury Interviews. Today we have a very special guest. I'm really excited about this one. Connor LaRocque is with us. He is the CEO and founder of SocialRise Incorporated, which is based in Sudbury but serving all of Canada and beyond. It's a marketing company and they're building the next generation of leaders. Before we begin, you can find us on Sudstown and join the conversation. Hey, Connor, how you doing?
Doing really well today, Danny. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So, what have you been up to?
So I've been up to a lot of different things, but reading that introduction, we're building the next generation of leaders, and we're blessed to do that every single day in sales and marketing. So we're the fastest growing sales and marketing company in all of Canada. I train young men and women, doesn't matter where you're from in the world, on how to learn how to sell at a very elite level. So traditionally, the sales field is based where people get that kind of icky feeling of a salesperson, where we break right through that stigma, and we're not selling, we're helping. That's been the general thing. I started my career off more so in the digital marketing space back in 2014, published 2 books. And what we're trying to do now is really do passionate, purposeful driven leadership all over the world. We're blessed in Northern Ontario, but our reach goes extended beyond that. So that's what I've been up to. Business is booming. I'm having a lot of fun. And most importantly, we're helping a lot of different people.
Did you always know you wanted to do this? So take us back to when you were a kid. How did you
Absolutely.
build this?
So the easiest memories I can give you is I was not always, this fired up individual, but I always knew I had something to give. And I was shy, timid, meek. I was overweight growing up. I was bullied in a lot of senses that, a lot of people looked down at me thinking I was kind of dumb. I was like the class clown, very goofy, and terrified of the world, to be quite frank. And essentially, what ended up happening was I found martial arts. The art of the eight limbs, Muay Thai, was the art that I studied under, and it completely changed my life. I finally had confidence. I started to look at myself in the mirror and actually feel self-aware that this is my purpose. And through martial arts, I was able to discover entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is one of the toughest things, one of the toughest sports out there, where it takes extreme ownership and accountability to do something. And all my mentors, the people that I was reading books about at the time, was Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk. All these individuals that were high level all had companies, and that's where SocialRise kind of came to be. I started knocking doors myself with my brother. We sold ADT alarms, very difficult at the time, having no marketing, and then years later transitioned into SocialRise. I seen a huge hole in the marketplace where businesses did not know how to market themselves, and the old school big boys club of executives didn't know how to market and use their cell phone to make them money, make them influence, and most importantly, hit hard. So it was always within me. I always felt the power to want to give and do something exceptional. However, I had to ignite that passion to where I am now.
Wow, man, that's amazing. Like, so martial arts. How old were you when you discovered that?
So I was 16 years old. I came in, I was a hockey player. I got drafted to a junior A outlaw team called Espanola Kings, but hockey was a team sport. So was martial arts in the sense, but I'd always loved the Karate Kid and Dragon Ball Z growing up. I always wanted to be a martial artist, and when I discovered martial arts, it completely changed my life.
Yeah, wow, man, I've been feeling that myself because I've been wanting to join that uh, for a long time, but I actually never did it. So
Yeah, do it. Go do
procrastination.
a free trial. They'll welcome you in with open arms anywhere you go.
Yeah, do you mind if I ask which one you used?
Yeah. So I trained originally at a gym called Sudbury BJJ Muay Thai, and then Team Shredder was the one that took me to the next level. But right
Wow.
now, the gym I train out of currently is Sudbury Kickboxing Academy. I'd highly recommend Sudbury Kickboxing Academy with our trainer, Dawn Culgan. She's awesome.
Okay, man, great. So, let's talk about your business now. You guys are doing
Sure.
$100 million in sales generated.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
So we're averaging 30 million a year for Eastlink alone. That's a telecommunications company. We sell door to door in Alberta, Newfoundland, as well as all over Ontario. That's just one contract. I have a contract with Amazon as well. We sell a product called the Amazon Key. In our first month alone, we launched a solar project with Stardust Solar. We did over $1 million in sales. So combined over my career with all the individuals we've trained and the companies we've sold on behalf of, well over $100 million in sales. And that's a fact. I'll challenge anybody that wants to challenge that. Like I said, one of our contracts alone, we're doing 30 to 50 million a year, and we're absolutely fucking crushing it. I don't mean that disrespectfully.
I could just feel your energy. It's so powerful. I love it.
That's how we do it, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were doing an event in November or no, December, right? Like 2 months
Yeah,
ago. Yeah. Tell us about that.
absolutely. So every voice matters. It all started, seriously. So this was something that I've been passionate about. I'm just about to post a clip from back when I did a TEDx talk. This was like 2018, talking about that. We did the TED talk in Ottawa, and it goes on about it. When you see a homeless person on the street, traditionally you judge them, right? You're like, okay, well, this person is going to use your money for drugs. And then you see an animal beside them, and you literally look at that animal and you feel more sorry for an animal than you do that human being. So all of this came together literally based on the fact that I saw, what's his name there, Doug Ford, spent over $75 million on an anti-tariff ad to get people to not work in the U.S. and do whatever, right? So I started the question. I said, if you can spend $75 million on a fucking ad, then why can't we take $1 million of that and let's go put these people into the right places they need to go? Obviously, it's not a one-size-shoe-fits-all solution, but our government currently, even with Mark Carney, it's the same thing. He's blaming Trump, and then Doug Ford's blaming Carney, and then on the municipal level, so our mayor, Paul LaFave, he's blaming, oh, well, it's a provincial problem. No, it's a federal problem. Well, somebody needs to be fucking accountable. At the end of the day, there's people, when you walk outside today, it's minus 35. It's freezing, okay? It's freezing. And there's no reason in one of the greatest societies that we live in countries of Canada that people should be living out there. So yeah, I come from a level of privilege in the sense that I built my company from the ground up and people judge me because I'm a flashy marketer. However, it doesn't excuse the principle that we all can be doing more and doing something to help these people. And we need to drop the optics and politics and actually start to put the puck in the net and put a plan forward. So the event did very well. It was a very snowy night that night. We were able to raise thousands of dollars that we then gave to the dispersed charities. And it started something where people now, it's like, yeah, Bob's always going into it. It brought in, the business sector from my side of it. And that's where everything kind of came to be. My mission, it's not my full-time job, right? I run a full-time company all over Canada. We work into the U.S. But I have the resources and access to the ability. I'm not scared to push and ask questions when they need to be asked. So at the end of the day, I'm not owned by anybody where I'm not traditionally tied to a company. I own my own company, so I can push back in accordance. At the end of the day, it's common sense. At the end of the we live in a rich country. They spend billions of dollars in other countries like Ukraine and all over the world on things that, again, are not benefiting the Canadian society. He just went out and did his big speech at the WEF. Everybody, round of applause. But let's go to the fucking grocery store and pick up a stick of butter for $9 when that used to be $3. And then let's go talk about how we're doing great things in the world when you go outside and you look at this country and where it's going. It's resource rich, but it's managed not well. So, that's where I'm at. And a lot of the boomers don't like to hear that, but that's the reality. It's my children that are going to have to live in that environment after they've cashed out. So that's the passion and where that event came from. And, I got a lot of backlash from a lot of people that are too soft to face reality and say, hey, like this is the solution, but it's not politics, it's humanity. Okay? Someone's cold, help them. Oh, well, you can't give them money, give them this. Well, that's not working. 10 years ago to now, you take a look at where we are and the country is not going into a better direction. So that's the simple premise. Go downtown to the mayor's office. We'll use Paul as an example. God bless him, seasoned politician, very good at signing documents. But really, what has he done for the city to move it forward? Nothing. So that's where I come from. Oh, he's brought us a lot of money. For what? For what? Where's Paul? Where are you, Paul? I haven't seen anything. Leaders lead from the front. They get out there. The generals go on the front lines and figure it out. So God bless him. I wish him well. But I don't think he's going to get reelected, if I'm going to be quite frank.
Well, hey, I don't know anything about politics to be to be honest. Like I'm worse than anybody with that. But I love what you're saying though, and the only idea I had concerning that was why don't we drop a pile of wood at least so they can make a fire? Yeah, at a minimum, at a very minimum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A
They
pile of
can't even
wood.
do that. They're not allowed heaters either. Like there's a whole bunch of logistical things, but even Bob's suggestion, just put a bus there, like an empty bus, let them go into it and warm up, you know. But no,
Yeah.
we're doing everything possible. And then the guy like me, I come with the camera and I expose it all, and then I'm the bad guy. When I'm like, literally, it's been like this for a while, only getting worse. But I'm the bad guy because I asked the question, why isn't the city doing more? Well, we already are. We donated nine. We're doing $9 million to what? Okay, we had Lorraine Street, which has 40 units in it that people can go into housing, and they didn't even fill it out. Hasn't even been filled out. There's over 500 homeless people in the city. You know, huge bureaucracy, huge amounts of problems. But again, I'm an entrepreneur. I come at it from the entrepreneur lens. I'm not coming at it from the bureaucracy. Entrepreneurs basically, at the end of the day, you know, I'm going to get what I eat. You know, if I don't go out and work, if I don't go out and produce, if I don't go out and connect, I fail. Politicians then take our money and they get elected in, they spend our money, but they're not held accountable accordingly. So anyways, that's a whole other topic we can get into, but at the end of the day, the event went well. And, you know, Canada needs help. People need to come together. And the actual major problem, Danny, is that everybody has a different perspective, and we can never meet in the middle to say, okay, I might have a different approach, so do you, but let's work together. It's the exact opposite of that. You have a difference in opinion, so do I, fuck you. That's how it works. Sad.
Wow. On another note, you mentioned Grant Cardone. I love that guy.
Yep.
Did you
Yep.
did you watch his show Undercover Billionaire?
I did.
What'd you
Yeah,
think of
I
that?
did. He's awesome. Like, I mean, it's television, right? There's some level of television, like how they get the cameras in and stuff. But at the end of the day, the premise is great. You know, he had nothing, and he went out and built connections, built relationships, and built money. He, regardless of what people think, he's a flashy guy. He's controversial, but he's legit. I met him years ago on several occasions, and the guy's a straight shooter. And, you know, he built up his brand and name in the personal development space, made all his money in real estate, and he's a good sales trainer. He's funny, too. Like, no one would know this, but if you actually see him keynote on stage, he's one of the funniest speakers I've ever seen in my life. Like, just pure belly laughs. Like, that guy is good.
Where did you meet him? Lucky you.
Yeah, so I met him in Vegas he was speaking at an event called Thrive, and then I met him a year prior to that in San Diego at the same event. So he was walking the hallway, and he's a lot shorter than you'd think. He's like 5'8". You'd think he'd be like this big personality. I was thrown off. He's jacked, and he was short. It was funny to see.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
So this question you kind of already answered, but I call it the daily segment. I ask every single guest, you're number 43. I think you're going to be episode 43. It's the same
Perfect.
words, same question every time, and this you're going to love this one because it has to do with Sudbury. So here it is. What is one thing that you feel would make Sudbury greater?
So what would make Sudbury greater? That's kind of a punchline on, you know, greater Sudbury. What would make Sudbury greater? I think we need more things to do. I mean, more attractions, right? Like you go into hubs like Florida and Toronto, there's tons of stuff to do. And, you know, yes, there's some beautiful outdoors, and I mean, that's always great. We need more things to do, whether they open up a roller skating thing, an arcade. They need more fun activities and diversity in that sector. I think there's not enough to do, and we're generally 3 years to 4 years behind of a lot of other places on that. That would make Sudbury greater, you know? That's what it needs. We need more vibe, more life. There's not really a nightlife here. There's not, like, again, we're just kind of stuck in our little hubs and bubbles of things. It's great if you have a boat or a snow machine to go around, but it's like we need more things to do. You know, when I go to Florida, regardless of people liking that or not, there's tons to do, and it's a different vibe. There's lots going on. You go to Toronto, there's lots going on. Sudbury's got a decent, you know, start of it, but we need more of that.
Yeah, I love that. Good answer.
Yeah.
Have you seen Halifax?
In what regard?
Well, because when I went there, they have this massive park. It's more than a park really, but in the middle of the city, and there's outdoor pools and like baseball. It's like a huge park in the middle of the city, and I always base it on that because I was at a crosswalk and people actually stopped to let me cross the road. I was blown away, man. I wanted to make videos about it. I'm like, it ain't like that in Sudbury. Vroom, people go
Right.
by, they don't stop really, like, or it's not as easily, but so
Hey, that's good. Like,
I
shout out to Halifax. They're one of my biggest contracts, Eastlink. They blessed me and changed my life. They're based out of Halifax in Nova Scotia. So God bless them.
yeah, nice. Yeah, man, cool. Wow, this is a really exciting interview for me, man. Like you got a strong,
Appreciate you.
powerful like energy. I don't even know where to go with it anymore. Like, what do you want to talk about?
How about this? Whatever you feel. That's the key. I mean, I'll drop a couple for you if you'd like. I have a couple points I can make on things, so give you some, I don't want to say words of wisdom because that's totally arrogant. That's not what I mean. But I think I'm a big believer, Danny. I think a lot of people, they don't embrace their individual power that they have to create change and make a moment of something out of their life. So my philosophy and my core mission, number one, it starts with your core values. What are your top 5 core values? Mine could be connection, loyalty, honesty, integrity, respect, accountability, transparency. People don't even know what a freaking core value is. Then they wonder why in their life they don't understand themselves and don't become self-aware. So I truly believe in the world today, there's a lot of pressure. And in order for the world to move forward, the biggest loophole or problem that we are facing is we need more leaders. We need more leaders. But guess what? What happens when you become a leader? You face scrutiny, you face criticism, you face sometimes to the worst degree you get shot. Someone like Charlie Kirk, Jesus Christ, Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, Mahatma Gandhi. All of these people went out, became leaders and pushed the dialogue of let's have a conversation, let's do something different, and they all died because of it. So what the world needs today is to drop the politics and bureaucracy and fear, and we need to accept people for who they are without pushing this inclusivity bullshit that it says, hey, be like this or, we'll judge you. Okay, well, I'm like this. Well, no, that's not the way that we like it. So the world today, what I want to push to people is that we need to be able to have constructive conversations and not hate each other after them. Say, okay, I agree with your differences. We're all human beings. We all have a brain, body, bleed, and breathe. However, what that means is that we're all there together. Let's work together. Too many times today on social media and Facebook, we are more exposed than ever before. And people just, again, they're not self-aware. They don't know themselves. So then they get caught up in the brainwashing and diatribe of what the world is. Everybody's cell phones and social medias are programmed differently. The algorithms are tightened to show you what you like, so you're seeing it through your lens. So everybody's kind of in this confusion. So, oh, I hate Donald Trump. Oh, I hate Mark Carney. Oh, I don't like this person or whatever. At the end of the day, it comes down to simple things. It's like, who are you? What do you stand for? And how do you want to make a difference in the world? That doesn't mean changing the world. That means by looking internally in yourself, changing yourself, and then going into an environment self-aware, knowing your core values, and then thriving within that. So the world kills your power, and, there's a lot of limiting beliefs, and it's because of the environment we're in now. So people are looking at communism. They think communism is a great thing now because, they think, oh, capitalism's bad, but let's go to Cuba there and go see how those people are doing, that a doctor's making the exact same wage as somebody just working at a hotel. People at hotels work more, or the condos make more. So they don't know anything different. It seems like the way because there is no other solution, right? But, people need to take ownership, extreme ownership of their lives and their decisions and their responsibility and start there. That's what the world needs is leaders based on that are truthful. The entire world you live in today is filled with a lack of integrity, and it's all hot air and bullshit. I've been in the game now for over 12 years. So you can look back at the videos when I was a lot skinnier. I've been preaching the same thing. I want to help people build a self-sustaining platform for the rest of their life. I want to build leaders, and I want to help people. I don't have all the fucking answers. I just don't. But that's what I want to do. That's my life, and that's my mission. It's not about me. It's about who can we bring in and help. I'm the messenger that will open the mirror to who you already are. I won't do it for you, but I can help you do it, and that's my gift to the world. So that's my that'll get the conversation going for you.
So do you ever have a day where you don't feel motivated?
All the time.
You really?
all the time. Yeah, lots. You got like anybody. I go through emotions. You just don't stay in that state. That's the key. It's all priming, right? You're priming your body the same way you go to the gym. I wake up lots of times feeling like an absolute bag, but I get up out of bed. I do the cold plunge. I go to the gym. I put my music in, and I get going, get some water in the system, and then I
Huh.
recenter and refocus. Why are you doing what you're doing? And that's the problem with society is we think we need to show up every time feeling 100%. But some of the greatest things that have ever been built throughout human history came from people that were exhausted and tired. Buildings, roads, things. People are exhausted, but they do it anyway. And that needs to be the protocol in our society. But I'm not always like this. I can turn it on. I always do turn it on because I'm primed, right, for it. But again, there's lots of times I just get into that state and then I just don't stay there. I snap out of it
So you do a cold plunge?
every day. Yeah, for
Tell
the
us
last
about
3 years,
that.
and it's not the secret either. By the way, it's for me, it's a mental test. Every day when you go in that cold plunge tank, when it's minus 35 or 30 or whatever, it doesn't matter. Even in the summertime, it trains your body to do the things you don't want to do, and then it
Yeah.
does give you a huge dopamine boost. It also makes you feel good. The cold is your friend. So we've been trained in society to avoid it, but it actually is one of the greatest, biohacks there is. So for me, it's just that mental test. I go to the gym, then I go into the cold plunge. Bang, minute in there, reset.
Wow.
I'm focused, and when I get out of there, I'm ready to take on the world.
How does that?
I'm already ready to take on the world, though, Danny.
It sounds
I,
like it. How does it work though? Like, do you have this in your house, or do you go somewhere to do it? The
I
cold.
got a Donkey Kong barrel. I got basically what's like a Donkey Kong barrel outside on my deck. So it's harder in the winter, so you take the real cold showers if you have to, because it's obviously your pipes are nice and cold. But I have this Donkey Kong barrel. It's got ice in it. I live off the lake.
Oh
I'm
shit.
blessed, thankfully, that I can just cut a hole in the ice.
Right. Wow. Man,
Yeah.
that is so cool because there's this guy I've been checking out too, like Vant Hoff
Yeah,
or
Wim
something.
Hof.
Wim
He's the
Hof,
best.
yeah, and
Wim Hof, man.
he's preaching the like he says this is actually good for your body, like to be cold for a short amount of time.
It's funny. The one time I went from going from outside to inside, just doing cold showers, I haven't been sick in 2 years. I stopped doing that for a bit, and then I got sick. It's the greatest thing ever. It's a hack, 100%.
Wow, I'm gonna have to start doing that. And
Yeah, even a cold shower, just go cold. Turn the shower cold.
really, yeah, huh?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to get brave then, man, because it's true.
Hey, right at the end of the shower, do your hot shower, and then right at the end, turn it cold. Take a
Maybe
deep breath, soak it in.
maybe that's why they tell us that it's not good for you because it actually is.
Yeah,
It
it is.
seems like if we
Uh,
reverse everything, we get the truth.
Absolutely. That's yeah, who knows nowadays. It's all it's hilarious. The world. You don't know what to believe.
Nice, cool, man. Well, I want to thank you very much for your time today, and you're a strong guy. You know what when you first started talking, because I know we haven't met in person. I was like
Right?
seeing this vision of like how there's a business guy who goes to be the prime minister
Yeah.
like in the states there, like because he was a business guy and then he's the president, and I was like, is this gonna be like a prime minister down the road, this guy? But
One day, one day, give it 10 years. I got a lot of business stuff I need to do first. I really need to, I want to focus on business because it's private enterprise. You have more control. Politics, you go into the 50-50, realm of things. And I truly believe you can still make a huge difference. Everyone thinks the politicians create the jobs. It's the entrepreneurs. By the end of the year, I'll have over 100 active staff. We're going to build our company. We
wow.
have an AI sector, sales sector, marketing sector, and I'm not stopping. My rule of thumb, Danny, I don't mean this the wrong way to other people, but it's very simple. I am the most respectful and I'll always be nice with a huge smile on my face. But when we're in business or we're against each other in business in any capacity, it's very simple. You either move out of the way, join us, or I run you over. And that's my philosophy. If we're going to go eye to eye, it's like any fighter, competitor, hockey team, sports team. It's you join us, move out of the way, or I'm running you over. And that's what gets the market moving too, because then it makes people operate at a higher standard. It pushes the standard of what's possible and what people believe. So that's my style. That's my style.
So you're going to have 100 people working for you by the end of the year, and those are all high-paying jobs too, right?
Yeah, well, some of them in the entry level sales is not as high paying, but they can get there. I already have 50 active staff right now, so I'm active, 50 active.
Wow.
So that's in field. That's all over Canada. So I got Alberta, Nova Scotia, Ontario, and then the Sudbury Basin's our headquarters. So kind of gives you an
Wow.
idea of what's going on. Yeah,
We are so lucky to have you living in Sudbury, man. And that's why I've been trying to get you on the podcast for so
yeah.
long. Man, wow. What
I
an honor.
appreciate you, man. I really do appreciate what you're doing. It's good you're starting those conversations. I think it's important. A lot of people they just want to be spoon fed, right? Oh, well, I didn't do this. Keep cranking out that show as much as you can. There's nothing wrong with that. You're having conversations, you're building relationships, and most importantly, you're making a difference. That's the key. So that's what I like to see.
Well, thanks for saying that. I appreciate it. It's just doing what I can. I don't know much about politics. I can't do that, but I can do this. I can just talk to people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's my
Absolutely.
contribution. Right
Yeah, you
on.
get into the stories. Okay, right on, Danny. I
Yeah,
appreciate you, man. Anything you ever need, you reach out to me, and thank you for having me on the show today.
the pleasure is all ours, Connor. Thanks, brother. Take care.
Take care.